Hello, wine lovers, wine enthusiasts, and wine connoisseurs. You are welcome to my wine session. So, this is a platform I use to talk about anything and anything about wine, from grape to glass. Really exciting. And so, today I am live from the beautiful country of Ghana, a beautiful city, Accra. It's so lovely being here, and the mood is just so perfect for a good glass of Suela. And I am your wine host. I'm the winemaker and owner and founder of your favorite bottle of wine, Suela. And so today I thought it would be quite fascinating to just talk about how to wine like a connoisseur. So it's a subject I really enjoy talking about because I understand sometimes when we are surrounded by your wine snobs, it makes us a bit uncomfortable to talk about wine, to order a glass of your favorite glass of wine, ranging from how do I pronounce this word, what do they call it, what is the style of wine. But I mean, it's just something that shouldn't be bothering anyone. Without wasting so much time about those, I'm just gonna go about how you can wine like a connoisseur. Just a few simple things you need to know about wine, and that can make you a bit comfortable when you're ordering your next glass of wine. So there are basic stuff that you need to know about wine, about drinking wine. I would say, in my opinion, that it's very important that we actually get to drink wine that we enjoy, and we have to match the palate. So, and when I say a palate just simply means your tongue, right? So don't be confused about people saying things like palate. A palate is your tongue. So you can also just say, I have to drink wine that's suitable for my tongue. It's just the same thing. So basically, when you walk into a wine store, right, and you're looking for a bottle of wine, why do you buy wine? You buy wine so that you can enjoy with your friends, or you buy your own, or you're buying it as a gift. But what kind of wine do you buy? Well, it depends. Who is going to drink the wine, and what kind of wine do they like? Okay, so I'm a wine lover, but I still have a certain style of wine that I prefer, right? I like dry wines. I don't like wooded wines. So, and an explorer. So sometimes I would go for a bottle of wine I've never tasted before. And sometimes I just go for what I really like. I like blends. I'm a fan of blends. And I'm actually right here drinking a blend from the Sibilla range. The reason why I love blends is so simple, guys. Like, the thing about blends is like this one. This is a blend of a Cabernet Sauvignon, a Sangiovese, a Merlot, a Malbec, and a Rubinais, and a bit of Pinotage. So blends are basically a combination of everything. And what happened with this wine is that we had to look into what kind of wine do we want, and out of the grapes that were available, what do we want out of each? Like your Cabernet Sauvignon is a full tannic wine, heavily tannic. And so you want to take those tannins or that character of the cab, and blend it with something else, like a Merlot. And Merlot is usually a very easy drinking, like it's very soft, and you want to blend the cab with that. Same goes for your Rubinais. Rubinais is a very dark wine, red dark wine. So you just want to add that just to give your wine a bit of color. And that is what makes a blend, and that is why a blend is such a beautiful wine to drink, because you can never go wrong with a blend. As a winemaker, you just decide, what do I really want this blend to be, and you just take a bit of everything. It's like spicing, adding ingredients to your meal. It's just simple as that, and I love blends. Now, if I wanted to buy one, I would buy a blend, because I love blends, right? So nice. So once I've decided what kind of wine do I like, so I ask myself a question. I go pick a blend. Now I have my wine to drink, and now There's some other things that some people would like to know and appreciate about their wines, and that goes to uh, the vintage. So the vintage of the wine is basically the year at which that those grapes were harvested, right? So there's an importance of on a vintage on our wines. Like in South Africa, a 2018 vintage will symbolize the drought that the industry has faced or the grape farmers experienced, and that might have had a negative or positive or a challenge factor towards towards winemaking that year. Like we produced well, our crop production decreased, or due to the strain that our crops went through, they managed to actually produce very sweet but yet small berries that contributed to good quality wine. And that's just the importance of a vintage. It's not only about how old the wine is, it simplifies, or it shows, or it tells us the story about that year in terms of viticulture, in terms of the grape growing period, what happened that year. That is the importance of the vintage. And so now you want to go further on and ask yourself what grapes are in that wine. If it's a blend, like I already said, as a Cab, as a Merlot, as a Sangiovese, as a Malbec, as a Rubinais. Otherwise, if you're going for a straight varietal, you'll say this is a Merlot. I love a Merlot. A Merlot has got its own unique characteristics in terms of flavor. So a Merlot might be a wine that you enjoy because of the flavors that come with drinking a Merlot, and it's just how you prefer your wine. So that is the grape that is used to make that wine. And so you might want to consider other things, such as, is the wine oaked or not? Some people like oaked wines, which I don't. I enjoy more of unoaked wines, wines that have been produced from a stainless tank, and that's it. So I don't like the oak in my wine. And so you have to ask yourself a question: do you like oak in wine or you don't? So it makes life easier, right? And then you can go further on and ask yourself another question, which is about the origin of the grapes, or where the wine was produced. Like Stellenbosch, for example. Like the Syrilla, semi-sweet red, was produced. Well, the grapes were harvested and produced. The wine produced in Stellenbosch. So, what is it about Stellenbosch in particular to that grape, or in particular to the grape growing? Because that's what's important about it. I will say that where the grapes were harvested, there's an importance about that region, right? The farm, the situation of the farm. Talking about the region, we'll look at things like the climate of that region. Stellenbosch has got some sunny and rainy days, a combination of seasons that the vines need in order to get enough supply of nutrients and be able to produce good quality grapes. And that is why Stellenbosch has always been a great, well known for to produce premium quality grapes. And not only to forget that as the region where winemaking started in South Africa. And also you look at your topography, mountains, you look at your slopes, you look at the soil of that region, and those are the things that basically contribute to a good quality wine in comparison to any other wine region, like your Durbanville, your Paarl region, your Worcester, your French Hook. Each and every region has got its own unique characteristics. The soils are different, and hence different grapes will grow differently at different regions. So you need to just have an idea of that, the understanding. It's not really crucial, but having a basic knowledge about that helps you choose your wine much better, or have something to talk about during a dinner conversation, or with your potential clients and your friends. And it's just a fun thing to talk about wine. And so once you know about the region of that wine, perhaps now you can start thinking about the brand itself. So the brand is a mirror of this is a Ciruela brand, and so you just want to really understand what the brand is all about, because some people are really fascinated about the stories behind the brand and everything else. So you would really just say, like with the Ciruela brand, it's a brand that is originates from South Africa. It's a black female owned, which aims to inspire young people and also to encourage wine enthusiasts to embrace our beautiful African culture, heritage, and originality through each sip of Ciruela. But beyond that, a bottle of Ciruela was created out of passion by the winemaker, which is me. And so those are the things that really help you understand your wine better. You can also look at the alcohol volume of the wine, which is, just not forget to sip my wine. I'm just being too serious right now. Some people like sweeter wines, some people like more drier wines. So you look at the alcohol level, say 8%, you know, it's a semi-sweet kind of a wine, or natural sweet. 12.5 falls under sweet 7, semi-sweet 12.5, dry will be 14 upwards, or 13.5 upwards. So those are the things you really want to have an understanding of before you really choose your bottle of wine. And what else? Did I miss anything that contributes to how you can decide to choose your bottle of wine? I think that's just it. And then you just really enjoy your wine, because wine is meant to be enjoyed. How you enjoy your wine is up to you, right? You're the one who drinks your wine, and you're the one who decides what kind of wine you want to enjoy. Me and Sipho cannot enjoy the same kind of wine unless we share a common palate, but everybody has got their kind of different wine. So wine is, you know, it's just it's subjective to preference. So you can't generalize wine, all right? And so now, once you've got your bottle of wine, that's where the fun part begins. So now you have a bottle of your wine, you pour it in your glass, you have it in your glass. So what do you do with it? This is the part that always gets everybody uncomfortable. But have fun. Just have fun. Take control of your wine. So now you have it in your glass. I hope you're using the right glass. And you put it up to your eye level. But now, as you put it up to your eye level, just tilt the glass. I'm doing this because I just really want to have a moment analyzing my wine in terms of color, clarity. At the end of the day, I want to drink something that is appetizing, that it looks good, and I don't see anything that shouldn't be there. And also the color tells me that I'm drinking a dry red. Not a dry red, but a red wine. Otherwise, if it was white, I'd know I'm drinking a white wine, or if it was pink, I'll know I'm drinking a rosé wine. Okay, so now I'm sitting, I'm drinking a red wine. Now I just want to put my glass just on my nose, just slightly. This is what I'm doing in terms of just having an idea of how my wine smells like. Yeah? I'm doing this because I want to get the quality of my wine. That's what I'll do. So once I smell my wine like that, I already know that I'm smelling the balance in the wine. So I don't want my wine to have flavors that are like not balanced, and I get some sulfurs, I get some weird smells of odors and etc. So now I know my wine is clean because it smells good, it smells fresh, it smells like wine, and I'm comfortable with that. And now I swirl my wine. But why do I swirl my wine? Swirling your wine is the most important part of your wine tasting, because it allows your flavors to actually evaporate into the air. You are basically aspirating your wine. And also, as I do this, I actually can estimate the level of alcohol in my glass, because I can see the legs. The more the legs I have, the legs are just these things besides on my glass, sides of the glass that look like tears. The more legs I have, the more it's the indication of alcohol in my wine. So the more I have, it shows that the wine has got high alcohol, and the less I have, it just shows that my wine doesn't have much alcohol. And once I've swirled it, just make sure you don't spill your wine, and then I take a sniff. This is an interesting process because what I sniff goes into my nose and back into my mind, and it tells me what I'm smelling. But this is the part where I feel like you need to just take it back to your everyday life. What are you smelling? Is it a fruity wine? And what fruits can you associate the flavors in the wine with? For a red wine, you would anticipate strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, anything that is a berry, really, because the wine is made from berries. And if it's a wooded wine, you now have to think about how a wooded wine smells like, and it would have other flavors, which are, let's say, tertiary flavors or tertiary characteristics that will come from the maturation of the wine. You're thinking of vanilla, you're thinking of I don't know, whatever that oak wines would have in terms of flavors. And you just really play around those things. Sometimes people smell different kind of flavors in wine, and it's just a matter of what we are familiar with. I'm not so good in terms of picking flavors because I'm not even good. I'm not even good even in the kitchen. I don't even like fruits. I just like my grapes and my wine. So some people have a very good sensory evaluation power, whatever you want to call it. So they can easily nose wine, they can easily relate to the smells of on our daily basis and all that. But if you can't, and if you're just like me, it's fine, really, it's fine. Just drink your wine. And so once you've done that, you also just once you've had time asking yourself questions like, whatever I smell, does it follow through the palate? If it follows through the palate, that just means that whatever flavors you picked up on your nose, you can actually pick them up on your palate, so it follows through. Is it balanced? Yeah, it's balanced. Is it acidic? Well, there's a bit of acidity, but not that much, so it's not so acidic. And how are the flavors? Are they forthcoming? Are they shy? Those are the kind of things you just want to ask yourself. But otherwise, I can't really complete everything I wanted to talk about today, because otherwise my video will be very long and I'll have nothing to talk about tomorrow. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed talking about wine with me, from grape to vine, guys. So if you really enjoy my content, we have really exciting things that are happening at Sibela Wines. We have events, we have good wine, we've got blogs, we've got anything you ever want about wine. We also have workshops, we also have consultations that will help you understand wine much better. And if you ever want to get more information, please visit the website www.sibelawines.co.za. Get in touch with us. We're more than willing to have a chat with you and see how we can wine together. Also, it wouldn't hurt to actually just share this video. Thank you, and let's meet again on my next session about wine and everything wine. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Cheers.